Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm using this platform now for an encore uh, presentation this evening, although we've got like 4 minutes left in the day. As you all know, this takes a little bit of setup on the back end, so let me go ahead and do this now. Let me first monetize the video here, um, and we'll give you a little backstage tour here. So what we're going to do, I expect this to be a really popular one. We're going to review all YieldMax funds, the total dividends paid out, lifetime versus NAV decline. So I will even go in the voice chat here on the Discord, and I'll join here in case anybody wants to join in. So I will be live here in the voice chat, and kind of want to spruce things up here. You know, we've been kind of on a bit of a dry spell here this month. Um, okay, so there's a website called Market Chameleon, and we're going to look at TSLY first. So we're going to use two sources. We're going to use this, and we're going to use Seeking Alpha. So let me do this here. Let me actually go to the video, and I like to pull up the comments here so they all display correctly. So let me go to my video over here, and okay, here we go.
Zoe?
Yeah.
Like the video if you haven't already, and feel free to comment away. So, all right, just got a little more setup here to do, and we're almost in business. Okay, let's do this window like this. There we go. Okay, so we said Market Chameleon. So we'll start with TSLY, everyone's favorite fund, right? Okay, so if we do the math here, of course, it's going to show year-over-year change. It's going to show the dividends went from like $18 in 2023. Keep in mind, even though this debuted in 2022, they didn't start paying dividends until 2023. So we got $18.25 approximately, plus $11.74 the year after. And so far we've gotten $2.41, 0.99 this year. So that's a total of $32.41 if we round up. And that is a total. Now, interestingly enough, last year we had 13 dividend payments. It's showing a forward dividend yield of 99%. So there's a lot we can do here. We can compare to peers. It's got all these different ones in the peer group here. It's showing historical dividends. Of course, it's going to show a decline, as the NAV has declined. And it's actually got every dividend pretty much ever paid listed out here. And then we've got it's basically estimating based on what the last dividend was. So this probably wouldn't be accurate. Here's the historical dividends here. Every dividend ever paid out. And I assume these are adjusted for the reverse split that happened in February 2024. So since then, you can see the dividends have declined. We did increase last month, or actually this month rather. Okay, so if we go to Seeking Alpha, look at TSLY, we're going to look at them all, so this might take us an hour or so. So feel free to join in, participate, grab your coffee, grab a snack, and we're going to be here for some time. Okay, so if we go to the max, so let's see, November 21st, 2022, we started at $40.88. Okay, so this is actually very easy. So we said $32.41, right? So $40.88 minus $7.99. So basically, it's paid out everything minus 48 cents, basically. It's paid out everything. I'm actually going to do this in spreadsheet here. I know a lot of the audience likes spreadsheets here, so let's do this one here. We'll start a new tab. This is like the master sheet here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we are going to call this one, we're going to call it NAV Decline, or excuse me, dividends paid versus NAV Decline. I'm going to keep this for my own purposes too. So we're starting with TSLY, right? Okay, we're going to make this on the fly here. Remember, this is also spreadsheet class, because a lot of you are going to come back and say, oh, you could have had this done already, but we're going on the fly here. On the fly is how I function, where I function best. Okay, so we started price 40.88, current price 7.99 on sale, right? So they say. So this minus this, we're going to do this column minus this column, and this is 32.89. And then we're going to take another one where we're going to take from Market Chameleon, and this way this way everything's correct, right? Okay, so we're going to have 1824. We're just going to round down or round up basically, plus 1174 plus 242. So that is 3240. Okay, so this column is going to be 3240, right? Let's X this one out. I don't want to get caught up doing tables here. Okay, so this is going to be starting price. This is going to be current price. This is going to be the difference. And this is going to be the total dividends paid. So this is going to tell us some really, really good info here in just a second. So here we go. Okay, these are all centered, it looks like. We're just going to go ahead because we're going to have about probably 30 of these, right? I'll go ahead and do it all the way down to here. We're going to center all of these. Okay, bold these. See, if it wasn't bolded, it wouldn't be an official spreadsheet. Now that it's bolded, now we're in business. Now it's an official spreadsheet. Okay, so we got this one. And the jokes only get better as class continues. NVDY is going to be our next one. We're just going to draw them out of a hat randomly. Random is the name of the game. Okay, so NVDY, according to Seeking Alpha, I'm only as good as my sources, right? We've got MJ and Venus says hello from the Philippines. That'd be funny if we had a BJ and Mars. It's like that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, which couldn't be more true, especially in today's era. Okay, 1983 is where we started, but that happened to be in 2023, so that was like 30 years after. Dates versus currency, right? And so the funny thing, this is a much better one, or it was, because where we started and then where we ended up. See, we were at $30.36 here, and then we were at 30.51 over here. So we were actually higher at one point. Um, so 1983. It's funny when they interview these people, like, the lack of the knowledge of our history or lack thereof, shall we say. They'll say, hey, what year did, Columbus sail? Off topic, but they'll be like, "Oh, wasn't the phrase or the catchy thing in 1982 Columbus sailed the ocean blue?" But it's like now you're only off by like 500 years, you know. Anyway, okay, so 1983 was the starting price. The current price is going to be a bit deceptive, since we're in that Trump recession, right? Um, by the way, inflation only started like 3 months ago. It didn't exist before then, according to some people. Egg prices, so on and so forth. I'm on my side rants again here. The caffeine is kicking in. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We're going to go back over here. Always have a plan, even if you don't look like you have a plan. Like the Joker said in Batman, do I look like a man with a plan? Well, I'd like to think I do. Okay, so let's check this one out. We got a lot of numbers, a lot of charts, a lot of confusing stuff that would turn the average person completely off. And then we're going to go down here and figure out some things here. We're going to go to dividends. Okay, so we're going to figure out some very interesting information here. This is going to be, so in 2023, this is hard to believe. We only had three. We only had three dividends for NVDY. That's right, because there used to be like a 2-month delay. So it's going to be 221 plus 1953 plus 480. So that's 26. So this is going to be a really good one, actually. So across, and this is hard for me to believe, but across 20 dividend payments for NVDY, does number of dividend payments matter? This one's going to look very good. So it's paid more dividends. Those of you that absolutely love these dividends and these funds are going to go nuts over this one. It's paid more dividends than it's currently worth. So what we're going to do here, column F for fantastic, by the way, not failure. I always said F stands for fantastic. Like if I ever got an F on a test, I said F stood for fantastic. So it's this column minus this one. So for TSLY, we're not all that bad. We're at like break even point. For this one, oh, hold on a second. No, this isn't what I want to do. Let's see. It's this minus this is what we want to do. And so the difference between the current price and the starting price is almost the same as the total dividends paid for TSLY, which is actually really good news. Now for this one, the difference between the starting price and the current price is 570. The total dividends are like almost or just over 5 times that amount. So that's really good. So remember column F for fantastic. This is the difference between column B and column E. Okay. Next one we're going to do is going to be APLY, which is aptly named, as most of them are. Okay, good. We've got one whole comment here. So we haven't seen any NAV erosion on the comments, although there's not much that can be had because we've just got one. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Let me go back to this screen really quick here. We've got 10 of you on, but you all must just be mesmerized by my advanced spreadsheet skills because you all are quite quiet. Oh, and there went one of you. So we're back to single digits. Okay, and the jokes only get better. So seatbelt yourselves in and stay tuned. So aptly, um, some of you all have a very, very short, it's like you're like, oh, he's not staying on topic. I'm gone. I'm out of here. But the ones that stick with it are the ones that really learn. Okay, so 13.99 sounds like a price at like a discount store. Oh, that's not what I want. So 13.99. Those of you that get me are my people. I know that for a fact. Okay, so starting price was back in oh wow, 2010. Oh, there's crazy. Wolfgang says NFLY and FBY are very underrated funds. Well, we're about to find out just how underrated they are. By the way, Netflix crossed $1,000 today, which is insane. There was a time, believe it or not, that stock was $7 a share, which is just mind-blowing. Okay, so 2010 was the starting price for APLY. 2010. The difference, we can carry this one down. So we've got the difference there, and then we're going to go to Market Chameleon and find out just how good our dividends were in this one. This is a strange search engine here. I might have to make this like a part one and part two. Let's see here. So we want dividends. Okay, so this one we have 281 plus, wow, is that it? 450. Oh, this is boring for most of you all. This isn't a sexy one. So it's 878, but you're gonna like this one because this is gonna be 878 in total dividends paid, and this is gonna be 878. Watch this. So, what are we trying to say here? So we have had some NAV erosion here to the tune of $6.11. So the dividends paid, this is the point I want to emphasize here. Okay, and this one, the difference between the NAV erosion, actually, I want to call this column NAV erosion. It just came to me like a light bulb. A light bulb went off. Um, okay, so this is NAV erosion, basically. Beach erosion, NAV erosion, same thing. Just got to dredge the sand back up, right? I should send Jay a gift. I should get like one of those little, the things they use at the beach to like dredge sand. And I should write NAV erosion fixer. It's like a mini one and then send it. Work your magic. A mercy received says, any way you could start singing like a lady when you bring up the spreadsheets? Just kidding. I mean, I sing like a man. The more beers I get in me, the more masculine I sing. So maybe I go in the opposite direction of what you're asking for there. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so this is NAV erosion. So to the tune of for TSLY, the total dividends paid 32.40 is only 49 cents less than the actual NAV erosion. In this case, and for some reason I do actually want to take the difference between this column and this column. The mad scientist is at work here. Some of you super accounting geeks are probably like, this guy thinks he's good at spreadsheets. He's doing like very basic stuff. But you know what? To each their own. It all depends. Skills are all relative. Okay, so yeah, now this one, this is like gold here, right? This one is 5 times the NAV erosion. Um, this one, we come out in the positive. See, we've got more dividends than NAV erosion there. Okay, and since Crazy Waffle mentioned NFLY, that'll be the next one we do. I should have picked what's the big one now, Palantir, PLTY. So FBY. So we'll do these next. I feel like we're almost still in order. Okay, so we've got those. What are we going to call this column here? Because this is like, I feel like the holy grail. Um, let's see. It's like, okay, NAV erosion minus dividend. We'll do this. NAV minus dividend. That's what we'll call this one. Okay. By the way, this spreadsheet will be for sale at the end of this video. The going rate for a spreadsheet such as this is about $1,000, but because I'm feeling pretty good today, I'm feeling pretty generous, and because the economy is struggling a little bit, I'll knock off about 10%. So I'll sell this for a one-time special limited time price of $900. Um, or I'm sorry, did I say 10? Yeah, 10%. I changed my mind mid sentence. So yeah, 10% discount for the spreadsheet. Once it's completed, um, the finished product will be for sale. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, next one we're going to do is NFLY. Speaking of NFL, the NFL draft is going on right now. I'm a little disappointed my Bucks picked a wide receiver. I didn't think they really had a need at that position, but I guess they have had a lot of injuries. Um, so, that's that. Okay. NFLY. Netflix certainly is a stock that's been doing very well. Let's go to dividends here because that's really sometimes all we care about. So 216 plus 908 plus 2.6563, 13.91. God, coach is just so boring. He just drones on and on about like same monotone voice, right? Okay, 1391. Where are we going with that? Hey, 100 years off from when Columbus sailed. I know I keep years versus currency, right? Okay. So it's hard to believe with this one too. It seems like this would be higher. It's only paid 20 dividends. Interesting. Okay, so current. Hold on a second. I'm two different sources here. See, ADD. Let's see. I didn't take my Ritalin today or my Adderall. Doctor's gonna be mad at me. Okay, 1828 is the price currently. 18. Oops, I screwed up again. 1828. We want starting price. God, sometimes how did I make it this far? It's like I get so distracted so easily. 1931. Okay, so 1931, that's not too bad actually. 1931 was the original, 1828 is the current price. NAV erosion, $1.03. Dividends paid, this one's going to look really good. I might agree with Waffle King here. 1391. The difference. The difference between, oh, that's so cool. The 9 and the 3 are like reversed. So the difference is 540. And then the big one that we're looking for here, look at this. Wow. This is along the lines of NVDY. So let's see. This is the difference again between E and D. Total dividend. So NAV erosion is very low on this one, $1.03. Total dividends paid 1391. So this is 1288 in the positive, basically. And the black, would we call this our alpha? Similar concept, but not quite because these probably aren't beating the market, but that's another story for another time. Um, that's for advanced class. This is just like regular class tonight. Okay, so FBY versus FBI. FBY, current price is 14.30. You know, it's funny. I used Market Chameleon because I like the layout, but I can find the same information here. I was waiting for a Captain Obvious on here to say, hey, don't you know you can find the same information on Seeking Alpha? Okay, 2063 was the original price, minus 1430. 2063 minus 1430. Who turned me loose with a mic tonight? Okay, 633 is the NAV erosion. As some people say, NAV erosion, cap erosion. Who give a flying fuck about that shit? Well, I do, and I think my audience does. Let's see here. So 633, watch this. Same information here. See, now my one-track mind can stay on one website. Dividend history, dividend scorecard. Of course, it gets an A plus. Dividend yield, dividend growth, dividend safety. Oh, it's down here. See, I actually do like Market Chameleon better because it sums it up for us, and I assume it's right. I didn't fact check it. I didn't fact check the fact checkers. Sometimes you have to, though. Okay, this one, so this has only paid 19 dividends, actually. Interesting. So $1.81 plus 10.26 plus 263. I'll read the comments tomorrow and somebody will say, oh, you're doing something wrong, probably. Okay, so this is really good news also. So 1471, the difference, 592. This is between the starting price. So this one has seen similar NAV erosion to APLY, which is odd because it seems like the stocks have moved differently. I assume I just feel like Meta's a much better stock, right? Okay, so the difference, so this is 838. So far in our quest for higher knowledge here, and as far as our quest for the truth, only one fund is in the red so far. I'll make this red. That means we read it, right? We did our reading for the day. Okay, so out of 5, so 80% so far. Oh, welcome, Richard King, late to the game, but better late than never, right? Greetings. Um, okay, so so far 80% of the funds have a positive NAV minus dividends, right? Are we doing that right? That means we're in the black, basically. Obviously, the best one is NVDY. So NAV erosion minus dividends. Okay. So then the next one is going to be, and since I ran out of audience suggestions, I'm going to have to draw from the hat again, and hopefully not pull out a rabbit. Let's see which one. Oh, let's do one of you all's favorites. Let's do PLTY. Okay, so PLTY, PLTY. Ooh, this one's up there. So this one has only been public, so we're way out of order here. This one has had the NAV increase and has been paying out insane dividends. So I'm sure all the rage is around this one right now. Okay, so 61.29. See, I get confused because I'm so used to the current price being lower than the starting price. Starting price October 2024, 52.08. Is there anything I'm missing here? I'm doing because these first 5 funds have been around for a long time. Okay, so let's see, 52.08, right? 52.08. Current price is higher, which I'm just not used to. 61.29. So in this case, for the first time here, there's no NAV erosion. That's amazing. Okay, and watch this. This is really you all are gonna really hit the ceiling here. Well, the dividends already have. PLTY, watch this. Okay, PLTY, Wow, this is insane, folks. This is why people like YieldMax. So, two dividends in 2024. Now, let me ask, because I made a positive comment, does that make me a YieldMax shill? Because some of these people out there will say so. Okay, so 2803. This is where you all really like this stuff, right? Okay, so 2804 in dividends, no NAV erosion, right? So watch this. This is, wow, look at that. E6 minus B6. So original price and then NAV minus dividends. Watch this one. This is, wow, that's the best one. I think we have a winner. 37.25. You see? Starting price 52. So the dividends, because it's so new, we're actually halfway there. So the higher the dividends are, the faster we get to recovering our full NAV. And I get the mindset, okay, when it comes to the standpoint of cash flow. Obviously, we care a lot about cash flow, so forget the underlying. That's another argument. From a cash flow standpoint, um, TSLY, the good news with TSLY is just about cash flow positive. Whether you reinvested every dividend, and that's another video we'll get back to doing, the reinvesting the dividends, whether you reinvested every dividend or took the dividends in cash, you are almost actually cash flow positive if you've owned TSLY this whole time. As far as, let's see, so the NAV minus the dividends. So look at this here. So the starting price, you're also cash flow positive. You're like way in the money with NVDY. You're not quite there with APLY. You're almost there with NFLY. You're not quite there with FBY, but you're halfway there with Palantir, right? Halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. That'll be the only singing for tonight, for a mercy received. Any other singing, you have to super chat me. I will say though, I'm open to any song requests for a reasonable super chat, right? Okay, he says, will you look up ULTY? Of course, we have to look up ULTY. Why ULTY no go up, right? Is looking like a winner or whiner or wiener at this price if market keeps upward. Okay, so since he said ULTY, let's do ULTY next. We got to keep the audience, what little audience we have, we got to keep engaged. Okay, so ULTY, and I spelled it wrong. ULTY. Let's see here. How long have we been? What's this? Let's see. Okay, ULTY, ULTY. ULTY has been around, and I got suckered into this one too. I own some of it. ULTY, ULTY, ULTY. Okay, so this started at an even $20 a share, and it's woof, all the way down to 581. Okay, so 20 and even 20. Oh, that looks weird. My OCD's kicking in there. I gotta see the zeros. Okay, what did we say? Current price 581. This is going to be a rough one, folks. So 581, NAV erosion. Oof, that's like 75%. Okay, now market chameleon. And I don't think I'm going to do them all. I think I'll make this a series. Look at me. See, my brain's already shot for the evening. I'm typing in NAV here. It's like a Freudian slip without speaking. It's like a mental Freudian slip. Okay, so we are on ULTY, right? ULTY. I told you when I don't take my Ritalin or my Adderall, I'm in trouble. Okay, so let's see. 1002, we'll say, plus 221. So that's 1223. Okay, so a mercy received, you're about to get your answer here you're looking for. See, come to Coach's channel for answers, right? Okay, so 1223. I guess we'll round up and say 1224 because it technically is. Okay, so the difference is still 776. Add a 1 in front of it, you get 1776. Okay, so this one isn't too bad actually. So the NAV minus the dividends, you're only down $1.95. However, that's our second one in our series here that is in the red. Okay, so you're only down $1.25 or $1.95. So that's $20 starting price. It's paid $12 in dividends. So you've got another $7.76 until you're cash flow positive in this one. So you're honestly in a better spot owning TSLY. Which other ones? Let's see. How long have I been going here? 30 minutes. Okay, so we got 14 viewers, we got 30 minutes in. Should we keep going? Maybe I'll do one more, two more, if an audience member wants to throw out. Oh, well, thank you. You're so nice. If an audience member wants to throw out another suggestion, Misty, of course, we got to do that one. I'm just going to take audience suggestions at this point because I don't actually know anything. I'm just on here for you guys and gals. All right, Misty, Misty, Misty is the next one. Hopefully Misty squirts out some Misty, hopefully it mists out some nice dividends, huh? Okay, MSTY. And you know, I feel like MSTR is going to make a comeback. I just have that feeling. I try to be positive. My therapist told me I need to be more positive. Although it's weird, you know, because a lot of times, oh, let me like this one here. Let me thumbs it up and let me heart it too. Thank you so much. Um, I'm like a step away with my audience in decline. I'm like a step away from going back to my paper sign and saying I need viewers. Anyway, that's besides the point. Just disregard that. Um, oh, what was I saying? My therapist. So my therapist says I need to be more positive, which is weird because I feel like I'm being a realist. You know, I'm like, oh, well, the market's been dropping. You know, we got tariffs hitting and all that. Got, you know, stuff at the house tearing up. But they say, oh, be positive. But like, you know, life's not all roses and peaches, right? So I don't know. They say be positive, like be fake positive, I guess. But I am trying. So you see, the effort says something, right? Anyway, so let's see. I'm sorry, MSTY 2160. Oddly enough, this one is still ahead of where it started, which we always want to be ahead of where we started, even though a year ago we had doubled in this one. Okay, so 2160, and we're at 2289 today. My old boss would tell me this is static data. He'd say you need to actually build macros or something like that to make it like, because actually, as of tomorrow, this data will be obsolete, right? So I would just need to update this, add to the long list of spreadsheets I need to update every day. So Frank Williams, your name sounds like a realtor. Are you like a realtor or something? That just sounds like I think like Frank Williams Realty. You sound like like you got like that realtor's name. Okay, let's see. So $1.29. So let's look at total dividends paid. Dividends, right? So let's go MSTY. Uh, let's see here. I do have other talents besides humor and financial coaching, I'd like to think. I like to think I'm a little bit artistic. I can sing. 70139. Okay, so this one, okay, this is good news. This is really good news, actually. So forget, oh, you are a retired realtor, huh? Okay, so this is an even $32, so my OCD is gonna go nuts again here. Difference here between these columns, 1040, almost 10.4. So this one is, so E minus B. So, okay, this is good. We are cash flow positive in this one. Um, we are $10 ahead of the starting price in total dividends paid. So the NAV erosion, which we've only seen a little bit. Oh, and then that's weird. It's in red, but this is very much in the black. Um, E9 minus D9. Okay, so, oh, wait, minus a negative number. Am I doing that right? No, that's correct, actually. So 33.29. So we are way in the black on these two. Okay, so I would need an audience suggestion for the next one I'm going to do. It's like my pulse to the audience. Otherwise, I don't want to have to pull them out of a hat. Um, because like other creators on here, I don't actually know anything. I just go by what you all tell me. Um, okay, so let's see. We got 16 of you on. Houston, do we have a pulse? Um, let's see here. 34 minutes and 35 minutes in. I would need another suggestion here. So let's see how many we've done 8 of them so far. Um, let's see what else we got because I feel like I've gone over all the funds that I know of. Oh, isn't there one called Coney? And then that other one, XYZY, that was like terribly, terribly named. Let's do Coney. Actually, you know what? I think I want to save this for part two because you all aren't throwing any suggestions out there for me. So I'm gonna make this like a, I'm gonna make this a series, I think. Keep you all in suspense, right? Oh, extreme pain, huh? You like extreme pain, DJ Smith. A masochist here. MRNY. Well, let's see. Eight's such an even number. Should I do nine? Hmm. MRNY. You know what? Let's end on this one. So MRNY. This was a great pandemic play. So MRNY. This one's been around since 2023. Ooh, 1833. And they haven't reverse split, so this is actually a good one. So 1833. So audience, you have to keep me going here. Um, if you want me to keep covering funds. So 1833 current price minus 256. So 256. Hey, fun guy showed up. Now it's a party. So NAV erosion is really profound in this one. This is like if this is a beach, the beach is gone. This is like what the climatologists say happens to Miami or something. Bit if you have time. I don't know, I'm kind of short on time here. Even though I love sharing my evening with you all, I'm a little short on time. Okay, let's see. Total dividends paid, market chameleon. Let's see what the chameleon has to say. MSTY. I'd be shocked if this one, if we come out with a positive result here, but we just might. Hold on, I see it, dummy. I typed in the same one. What is it again? Oh, I'm sorry, MRNY. MRNY, and we're not even looking at the underlying. Could we call this a derivative product? Okay, ooh, they only paid 41 cents. This isn't a yield max. This is like yield min. 938.88. Ooh, this one's not going to be pretty. He picked quite the case study here. This is the anti-yield maxers case study here. Okay, so 1086 will round up and be nice. The difference, this one is not going to look pretty. So 746 is between E9 and B9. Benign, B9. 1087. See, I got word association. That's like key. Let's see. I'm starting to get the itch to switch my investments to be more dividend focused. Really? And why is that? Are you, what type of investor have you been? Have you been a growth investor, or a dividend investor? And what makes you want to do that? Okay, so 746, that's the difference between the starting price and total dividends paid. So here comes the biggie. Oh, not so bad, actually. Mainly growth with some dividends. That's exactly what I do too. So the yield max I'm in is just, I look at it as purely play money. I was like, let me see if I can get a full-time income, which I did attain last year. I made 65,000 in dividends last year. So full-time income plus working, it's like icing on the cake. And so far, we're on track to continue that trend this year. Okay, so let me draw a conclusion here because I love drawing conclusions, and I love drawing pictures too. After all, a picture paints 1,000 words, or so they say. I wish that a picture could paint $1,000. I guess in some cases it can, if you're famous. Okay, so 490. What am I trying to say here? Let me wrap my head around this. Okay, starting price 1833. The NAV erosion minus the dividends paid is only 490. So that's not terrible. That's our worst of the ones that are in the negative. But all in all, if you were in a basket of funds here, your average here would be $12. So you would actually be, if you had bought all of these funds, which I let the audience pick, other than TSLY, NVDY, and APLY, if you were in a pool of all these funds here, you would be ahead. So that's good news. Okay, so what did Fun Guy say here? He said, I never end up doing it because I don't need the money. Oh, look at you. I don't need the money, huh? And extra tax burden. but it would be nice to eventually have a big passive income stream. Yeah, tell me about it. Dividends. So I look at dividends, YouTube, capital gains, sometimes losses. I'd look at those as different streams of income, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is a good start, but this is going to become a series. So tomorrow, so that you all come and tune back into me, what we should have done is like group A, B, C, and D. So let me do this here. Covered call ETFs. Oh, OARK was one we forgot. Nobody really pays attention to that one now. So OARK, AMZY. Watch this. Okay, I've got some cooking now. OARK, AMZY. These are the ones we're going to do tomorrow. GUI. We'll have a GUI evening, huh? Okay. What was the other one? Such a weird name. XYZY, Coney. And then we'll do, let's see, we'll throw in a few others. We'll throw in some bonus material. So we've done that one, that one, that one. GUI, Coney, DISO, MSFO, XOMO. DISO, MSFO, XOMO. And we'll take audience suggestions too. Okay, of course, we're gonna do weeklies. We're gonna do all of that, Mr. or Miss M. We're gonna do all those. Okay, so this is what you can expect tomorrow. We're gonna fill in all these blanks here. Look at this. All these blanks that are in blue are gonna be magically filled in tomorrow. Okay, so we did these today. So there we go. This is actually good news. So, okay, thank you all so much for tuning in. I sincerely hope that you all will like, comment, and subscribe and join my Discord. It doesn't have to be in that order. Just make sure you check off all those boxes, and we will see you all in the next one. Take care. Have a great evening. Happy investing.